Hello everyone, welcome to FOC Class 11. This video is part 11 of Java for Class 11 IT Code 802. First of all, let us discuss what we are going to study today. We will be covering the topic using a text field component to accept input. So let's start. As we are talking about text fields, so first of all, we have to know that why do we use a text field? Firstly, it is used to simply display a message, means whenever we want to display a message, we can use text field, and whenever we want to accept input from the user, then also we can use this text field to accept that input. So for these two purposes, we use the text field. Now, let us proceed to our topic, designing a form. So here we will be designing a form and let us see how to design it. We have already learned in our previous videos that how to design a form, but here we are going to change a few things, and for this purpose we are going to discuss the same. First of all, the important thing is that in this form, we will be using two text fields. But these two text fields will have the different purpose as we have just discussed. What are the two purposes of using text field? It is to accept input and to display a message. So we will be using these two text fields for accepting input as well as for displaying a message. The first one will accept the name of the user and it will be at the top, and the second one will display a personalized greeting. Basically, this personalized greeting is a kind of message. So basically we are using the second one to display a message and it will be at the bottom. So this is how we are going to use these two text fields in our form. Before using this, first of all, let us understand about setText and getText. These two are methods and we have already discussed about them, but here we are revising it so that you do not have any confusion. SetText method is the method to change the display text of a component at runtime, whereas getText is a method to retrieve the display text of a component at runtime. Basically, here you can see in both of the methods, the only difference is that the setText method is used to change the display text, whereas the getText method is used to retrieve the display text. So this is the basic difference between these two methods, that in setText method, we have to change the display text when the method is run or the program is run. So at runtime, the method changes the display text. Whatever the display text is, it is changed. But when we are choosing the getText method, then it will retrieve the display text. Means it will retrieve some value which will be displayed at runtime. So this is the difference between setText and getText. If you are unable to understand about them still, so please wait because we are going to discuss the example and it will be clear to you. First of all, here we have added our form, and here from the palette we will be adding the text field. You can see here we have the text field, so we will be adding two text field, but we will be changing their property. Let us see. Now let us proceed to design preview. This is the design preview of our form. Here I have not edited the display text of the components so that you can be clear about which component to place on which position. So here you can see, first of all, we have used a label component and its display text is JLabel1. All these display text are automatically given by Java. We are now going to edit it afterwards. After JLabel1, we have JTextField1, means text field component. After it, we are having two buttons, JButton1 and JButton2, and we are also having a third button aside. After it, we are having another label component, JLabel2, and then we have another text field, JTextField2. And as I told you, these text fields have different purpose here, and we will be discussing them. First of all, let us know what is label. As we were talking about the label component, so we need to know that why do we use it. Basically, it is used to display simple text. Means whenever we just want that simple text should be displayed, so we can use label. Or it can also be used as a label component for another component. Means if we are using another component like text field or any other component and we want to display something, then it will be a label. So for this purpose we can use the label to display something. So here is our final design preview. Here is how you have to design the form so that it can actually look like what we want to make. Here we have changed the display text of all the components. JLabel1 display text has been changed to enter your name please. After it, the text field has been left blank. Why? Because here we have to accept the input from the user. Input of what? Input of the name. So basically we have to accept input. That is why we have left it blank so that the user can easily give the input. After it, these buttons are there for performing some actions, and here we are having another label and its display text is your personalized wish for the day. After it, there is another text field and it will display the message. Now, you can notice one thing that this text field which is after first label and the text field which is after another label, both of them are having difference in their background color. The first text field is white or has white background color, whereas this second text field is having the same background color as the design preview window. This and this color is the same, whereas this background color of first text field is white. So what do you think? Is that for some purpose or it is not giving any effect to the coding? Basically here something is different between these two text fields. That is why their background colors are different. Let us see what is different. So basically this difference in the background color is because one of the text field is editable while the other is not. Here you can see this is the properties window of JTextField1 and this is the properties window of JTextField2. In this first text field properties, we are having the editable property checked because it is editable, means it can be edited by the user, whereas in the properties of second text field we are having the editable property unchecked. This indicates that the second text field is not editable, and this is the reason why the first text field is having white background, because it is editable, and this second text field is not editable. So to indicate this that it is not editable, it is having the same background color as that of the design preview. So the text field which is at the top, it will accept the name of the user. And since it has to accept something, means it has to accept the input. So for this purpose, we have set it as editable. Whereas the text field which is at bottom, it has to display the greeting. So it has to be non-editable so that the user cannot edit the displayed greeting. We are talking about editable property of text field. So first of all, we need to know that what is editable. Basically, editable means that the user can change the text displayed in the text field at runtime. As we are seeing here, the text field one, its property editable is checked. This means, or we can say that this text field is editable. So basically we mean to say that the user can change the display text of this text field at the runtime. means the user will able to give the input or change the display text at the runtime. Whereas in this case, this text field is not editable because it is unchecked. So we can say that the user will not be able to change the display text of this text field. What is displayed will be displayed as it is. The editable property of a text field is used to control the editing nature of the text field at runtime. Means this editable property, what is it indicating? It is basically indicating the editing nature of the text field, that whether it is editable or not. Before proceeding to the coding of the program, we have to discuss about getText method in more detail so that you do not get confused. Here, why is it used? It is used to return the text contained in the refer text component. Basically, this refer text component is the component from which we are going to take the text. Here is the syntax of getText method. It is written jtextfield1.getText. So here, this component, which is jtextfield1, it will act as the referred text component. Its name is indicating that it is referred, means something is to be taken from here. So this .getText method basically takes or returns the text which is available in this component. Whichever text is available in this text field, it will be returned by this getText method. This command is used to retrieve the value of the text field named jtextfield1. As I just told you in the previous slide that getText method is used to retrieve the display text. So here what will be the display text? Whichever text is displayed in jtextfield1. So it will retrieve the value of the text which is here available in the jtextfield1. Now let us see the coding of the program. So this is the coding. You already know how to proceed to the coding window. You just have to double click on the button for which you want to add the code. When you double click on the button 1, then you will be taken to its coding part. When you double click on button 2, then its coding part will be shown. So you have to just double click on the button and you will be taken to the coding part and you can add the coding. For first button, here is the coding. For second button, the coding is here. And for the third button, the coding is here. We want to display the message in the second text field along with the name of the user which has been entered in the first text field. So this is the main purpose of designing our form in this way. Basically, we want that the user should enter the name in the first text field, and whichever name is displayed in this text field, this second text field should display the greeting with this name. So for this purpose, we have written this whole coding. Let us see how it will be executed. Now, jtextfield.getText. This part of coding is basically used to retrieve the name entered by the user in the first text field using getText. As we discussed in the getText method, that getText method is used to retrieve the display text at runtime. So when we are going to run the application, then it will retrieve the display text. Which display text? Basically the name which is entered by the user. And where is it entered? It is entered in the text field 1. So we have to retrieve this name. And for this purpose, we are going to use this statement jtextfield1.getText. It is indicating that the text is to be retrieved from the display text of the jtextfield1. And similarly, for the second button also we have used the same coding because we want to display the name of the user in both the cases. The message good morning is concatenated with the name retrieved from the first text field using the plus symbol. So now we are emphasizing on the use of plus symbol. Why have we used it? As we have also discussed in our previous video, that we use this plus symbol to concatenate something. Concatenate means joining them. So here we want to join this good morning part with the name of the user. And for the name of the user, we have already used this statement. We have understood how to use it and why is it written in this way. So from this part, we are going to retrieve the name of the user. And to concatenate or to join the name of the user with this good morning statement, we are going to use the plus symbol. Similarly, in the evening button, we have added good evening and then plus. This plus symbol will concatenate good evening statement with the name of the user, and this name of the user will be retrieved from this statement. Now, here we have discussed this part of coding which is written in the brackets. Here in the getText method, we discussed that this component jTextField1 is the refer text component, means the value which is going to be retrieved by the getText method, it will be retrieved or referred from the jTextField1 component. Here, in case of setText method, as we know that it is used to display something. So, whatever will be displayed by setText, it will be displayed in jText field 2. That is why we have written it like jText field 2 dot setText. And similarly, we have written in the evening coding also jText field 2 dot setText. So, we have written this. Why? To display the text in the jTextField2 component. Now let us discuss about an alternative method of concatenating the message and the contents of the text field. Now, in our previous coding, we had used the plus symbol to concatenate these two parts, but here we are going to use an alternative method which is called as concat method. So here you can see instead of plus symbol, we have written dot concat and then bracket. So basically we have written this to use the concat method in place of plus symbol. But the role of both these is same, that is dot concat means the concat method and the plus symbol will actually concatenate both of these parts, that is their role is same in this coding. This concat and this dot concat, both of these are indicating that we have used the concat method here to join these two parts. So this is the syntax of the concat method. First of all, we have to give the first string and then the second string in the brackets. So the concat method will join or concatenate both of these strings. The string 2 means the second string will be added at the last of second string. Here you can understand by the example, we have to concatenate the word together. So how will we concatenate it? We have to first of all write the first part, which is 2. Then dot concat. In second part we have written another part, get. In third part we have written the third part, that is her. So when we concatenate all of them, then it becomes together. So here you can see that we had taken different strings and when we concatenated them, so they are all joined together, that is one string after the another. This is how the concat method works. Now let us see the output of the coding that we have just done. So here is the output of our coding, and now we are going to see will it work or not. Here I have entered the name. So basically we have given the input from the user side. When we click on the morning button, then we are displayed with the wish good morning Akshita Yadav. So this is the output. Here you can see that this second text field was not editable. So that is why we cannot edit it. The message is simply displayed to us what we have written here. When we click on the evening button, then we are displayed with the personalized wish for evening. Good evening, Akshita Yadav. So here is how it works, and it is obvious that when we will click on the stop button, then it will exit from the application. As we have been discussing in several examples in our previous videos also, That system.exit command is used to exit from the application. So when you want to exit from the application, you can simply click on stop and it will get you out of the application. Thank you. That was all for today. I hope this video was helpful for you. We'll meet you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye.